As Bitcoin dumps down into extreme fear once again, as the Moon Boys strap in and strap on for some unwelcome poundage, Bitcoin slips lower and continues to break down below 40K, with derivatives traders acknowledging further prolonged dumpiness is in play. But the big question is there any hope left for the baby bulls? I'm your host, Tommy Tiplis, and what is one thing Bitcoin and I have in common? Both Bitcoin and I probably won't be doing any pumping anytime soon. To get a new channel, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, turn those ghost notifications, so you miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. If you guys are interested in bonuses, deals, securing your crypto, joining our stake pool to earn rewards, or getting any bonuses, make sure to check out all the links below. And without any further ado, I have one Twitter and one Instagram, and they're both in the description below. Without any further ado, let's jump in. Absolutely ginormous, with Bitcoin right now on the verge of destruction. Here we see Bitcoin testing this multi-month trend line, the support line here on the weekly chart, and we're going to be getting to that, and as well clearly breaking down below some key levels as well, with the DXY continuing to move to the upside here. Again, the make or break moment is going to be right up here around $1 or 103, 104 here on the DXY, where it has not been able to reclaim for like the last decade. But if it actually surpasses this, again, that we'll talk about that and how significant that is, and as well the SPX continuing to move to the downside as well. But Bitcoin now again in extreme fear. As you can see, yesterday was fear, last week fear, last month fear. If we really go back, I mean, you can see this here. Bitcoin has been, let's actually go to the last 1 year. Bitcoin has spent most of the last year in extreme dumpiness. And you can see this going right here goes back to about November of 2021. And we've been definitely below 50 like 90% of the time over the past like 6 months on the extreme, or on the fear and greed index. And you can just see we spent a lot of time down here in the dippy zone. And again, the last time we spent a significant amount of time down here was kind of like the bottom of the bear market. So we spent a lot of time in fear and extreme fear. And with Bitcoin slipping below 40K, as today actually is the U.S. tax return deadline today. So will that have any effect? Will that switch momentum a little bit, as people have had to sell to pay for taxes, whether it's for trading crypto or buying and selling NFTs? Again, there's a lot more. This is probably the most complex tax season maybe we've ever seen with crypto, because it's not just crypto trading. There's the rise of NFTs was in 2021. But with Bitcoin now below 40K yet again, there's more support levels to look below us. And it appears that a lot of weakness stemmed because of tax-related selling, and also obviously the macro environment of the economy and just the stock market and everything. But yeah, today is the deadline for U.S. investors. You can file an extension. But April 18th, today is that last day here. And last year, we actually saw digital assets between January 1st and April 15th, a lot of selling. So we did see a lot of selling, a lot of sell pressure during the last tax season last year. So, is today going to initiate less sell pressure because taxes are finally due? Tax-related selling has definitely played a role. Jeff Anderson, the CEO of quantitative trading firm Folkfang, said in Telegram. However, it's difficult to say exactly how much of it has been due to an impending tax deadline. But more importantly, if we switch here, derivative traders seem to be positioning themselves for an extended decline in Bitcoin, as evidenced by the rising put-call skews, which measure the cost of puts relative to calls here. And a negative funding rate implies that traders have a strong belief the market is going down, and they're paying a cost to short it. Derivatives markets are showing that it looks kind of bearish, and they expect further downside here. And then as well, we see Bitcoin potentially dropping to 30K within the next 2 weeks, as gold goes for a 2K high here. Bitcoin is in line for a leaf bounce, but still risks dropping all the way to 30K, analysis points out here. So there is some analysis just saying, hey, maybe we do get a bounce around 38, we bounce up to 40, even 43K, but then continue going down after hitting 43K. So again, there's a lot of analysis that points to, either way, we have been failing on this upward trend And, you know, we can't hold 40. If we can't hold 40K, then it's very obvious that we could see a move down. But Crypto Ed's saying here a move to 30K is the bottom. But again, that has yet to be seen. I think that's very dependent on, again, a lot of things, the macro environment, but also to see if this tax sell pressure can give any relief to the market, and if Bitcoin can actually hold 40K. And before we jump into the charts, I think it is important to note that sentiment is very, very low right now. If you look across Twitter, YouTube, different threads, even Reddit, a lot of people are giving up, which is exactly what you saw back at the bottom of the previous bear market, and it's exactly what you see during the bottoms. We even saw it back in the summer of 2021 when we did bottom around 29 and 30K also. You know, for example, there's so many scams. I'm starting to hate crypto and I can't wait to leave. Hard to convert, relentless junk and fake emails. One thing that I'm tired of is all the scammers in the comments and Twitter. Every time I post a tweet, within like 5 seconds, there's 30 to 50 fake bot replies that take my picture, that take my name, and try to trick people into clicking links so they can steal crypto. A lot of pump and dumps. The use case is mostly garbage, which is true. Again, there is a lot of there's a lot of baloney in the space. And again, seeing this type of sentiment, though, all that does is highlight the fact that a lot of people put up with all of this stuff, all of the chances to get scammed, all of the garbage, all of whatever. The reason they put up with it is because there's still a massive chance, or there's a massive amount of money to be made, whether it's with buying the next garbage coin that explodes for a couple weeks, or getting into a really hyped up NFT project, or whatever it is. A lot of people are willing to put up with all of this if they're making money, which people do make money. But the point is, there is a point where it gets harder and harder and harder to make money, and that time is usually around the bottom of downtrends. And so, again, I mean, the first comment you can see here, so you think we're going back up, bullish. This is the type of post we see when the market is about to go bullish. I agree. I mean, you usually see this type of despair, which we're seeing a lot of. This is not the only post on Reddit. It's not the only post on Twitter. A lot of people are giving up, right? And again, that's something from a sentiment analysis perspective is good to see if you actually want to see a bottom. Not saying that this exact second is the bottom and we're only going to go up from here, but I personally think at the very least we're close. Does that mean we have to take one final tumble down to about 30K and have some sort of massive double bottom down here? Again, that has yet to be seen. But if we take a look here, obviously, again, the DXY is just so important, this very big level. If we go to put it on the weekly, again, we haven't been able to pretty much break these levels since 2000. In between 1999 and 2000 is when we broke the 103 to 104 level. Here, we rode it up for 2 years, and then we've never been able to actually break that again. We came close in 2017. We came close in 2020. And here we are, potentially having another shot here. But if you're invested in crypto, you do not want to see it break these levels. You want to see it continue to get rejected here off these levels, because when this rises, Bitcoin historically goes down. And we see the SPX going down as well, just with Bitcoin, because the DXY also is going to the upside, or that negative correlation there. But yeah, Bitcoin now is currently at the very bottom of this. A lot of people calling it a bear flag. A lot of people saying we're about to dump, which again, at this point, it looks as though we need some sort of move down to see if we can get a very strong bounce, which we have not really seen. Remember, if we go all the way back to November, it's basically been straight dumpage. We got that, the biggest pump we've gotten was just over the past few weeks, where we go from a 30% pump from about, from the very bottom, about 33K up to about 48K. So about a $15,000 pump over a couple of weeks, or really over a couple of months, with a lot of sideways. But now again, after getting rejected off the 200-day and looking on this macro chart, again, this doesn't scream bullish yet, especially if we can't get a bounce anywhere here. We need some sort of strong bounce, which again, looking on this weekly chart shows us we haven't had any. We had 2 weeks of decent upside movement here back in the middle and end of March. But besides that, it's literally been dumping for the past 6 months straight. Bitcoin has basically only been dumping for the past 6 months, and a lot of the altcoins have been doing the exact same. A lot of altcoins have just been following exactly with Bitcoin. And the more you zoom out, over the past year and a half, Bitcoin has only traded sideways. So really not a lot of pumpiness for Bitcoin specifically. And if we don't get a relief bounce here, I think we should welcome a bigger dump, because one, that means maybe we can get some volatility back in the market. Maybe we can get an actual bounce. And two, it'll give nice entries for people that are interested in accumulating long-term for Bitcoin. So if you're the new channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn those ghost notifications to never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts as well. If you guys are interested in any bonuses, deals, trading, getting altcoins, securing your crypto, joining our stake pool to earn rewards, make sure to check out everything below. I'm curious actually for people if they, any tax comments that people did have to sell to pay for any taxes, if they plan on buying now that taxes are basically due after today. It's a lot of people are going to be done with their taxes if you aren't already. But I'm curious if you think that'll play a role, taxes. I personally had to sell crypto because I barely have any cash. I keep all of my assets, or I keep all of my capital in crypto for the most part. So I had to sell. So that is true for me. And now I barely have anything in my piggy bank because, again, I keep most of my money in crypto. But without any further ado, that's for me.